Every morning when I walked into the lobby, I was always greeted by the sound of the automatic coffee machine, the sunlight reflecting off the glass walls, and the receptionist's friendly hello on the ground floor. My job wasn't anything special, handling documents, logging reports, and keeping all the files organized. But it made me feel like my life was stable, orderly, predictable. My favorite moment was always 7 a.m. when most employees hadn't arrived yet. The lights were still dim, the AC wasn't too cold, and the office floor was quiet. It felt like I had the entire building to myself. Sometimes I would stare at the row of elevator panels in the middle of the lobby, four silver boxes with blue indicator lights above them. Everything looked normal, except for one detail. The button for the seventh floor was always covered with a small metal plate. You couldn't press it. New employees always asked, "Why is the seventh floor closed off?" The company's official answer was always the same: renovations that were never completed. But the veteran employees always stayed silent, with a look that was hard to explain, as if there was something they were trying not to remember. For years, I never really cared what happened on that floor, until the night I worked overtime changed everything. That day, the annual report deadline was moved up by a day. I had already promised to finish it. That's why I was still sitting at my desk when the wall clock showed 11:18 p.m. The whole floor was dark. Only my desk was lit by a small lamp. The AC sounded louder than usual, or maybe the office was just too quiet that night. After shutting down my laptop, I sighed, exhausted, and grabbed my jacket. The elevators in the main corridor looked like four dark boxes standing still. The blue indicator lights above them cast a faint glow on the ceiling. I pressed the call button. Ding! The doors opened. Inside, the elevator felt cold, colder than the office floor. I pressed lobby. The elevator descended. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Suddenly, the elevator vibrated gently as if something was holding it back, then stopped. The overhead lights dimmed for a moment. The digital display above the doors changed slowly, number by number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then it stopped on the number that made the back of my neck prickle. 7. The floor you couldn't select from inside the elevator, the floor that was supposed to be locked by the system. Without any command from me, the elevator doors slowly opened. A cold breath of air drifted in from the dark corridor in front of me. I froze. Outside, the hallway was empty. The lights were off. Only the glow from the elevator illuminated a small worn patch of the seventh floor. Every fiber of my body said, "Don't step out." But somehow, the corridor felt like it was calling to me. I pressed the close button. Nothing. I pressed lobby. No reaction. I hit the emergency button. No operator. No alarm. Only silence. Slowly, panic started to creep in because, according to the old employees, after the seventh floor was shut down, its entire electrical system was disconnected. But at the end of that darkness, there was a single old reception desk standing alone. Its brown wood was chipped, the chair tilted, and on the desk sat an old CRT monitor, the kind the building hadn't used in decades. What made the hair on my arms rise was the monitor was on, glowing with that dim green light only old computers had. I stared at it. On the screen was a single bold word: exit. I swallowed hard. Then the word shifted, the letters rearranging into my full name: Daniel Harper. The strangeness of the situation suddenly felt personal, very personal. My goal changed. I had to get out of this elevator. Now, I reached for the side panel, trying to cut the power manually, but the wires were sealed behind a metal plate. The elevator doors stayed open, the hallway kept waiting, and then the monitor turned off. The elevator lights went out completely. Dark, silent, cold. I heard something in the hallway. Not footsteps, not a voice, but a soft, dragging sound on the floor, like someone slowly pulling their feet across it. Tap, skr, tap, skr, getting closer, closer. I held my breath and pressed myself against the elevator wall, forcing myself not to move. Tap, skr, tap. The sound stopped right outside the elevator door. I shut my eyes, waiting for something to happen. Then, the elevator lights flickered on, the doors closed, the dragging sound vanished instantly. The elevator moved, but not downward. It went up, 8, 9, 10, 11, then stopped again with a gentle jolt. I glanced at the digital display. My heart dropped. 7. Again. The doors opened. The hallway looked different this time. No longer dark, no longer worn. All the lights were on. The white walls were spotless. The blue carpet soft and plush. I recognized this hallway. I had seen photos of it in the archives. At the end of the corridor stood a woman wearing an old-style receptionist uniform, a gray blazer, knee-length skirt, and her blonde hair neatly pinned. She looked at me and smiled gently. "You're late, Daniel." Her voice sounded like someone who had known me for years. Her face. I knew that face. Claire Dawson, the receptionist who disappeared on the 7th floor 8 years ago. People said she resigned. Some said she transferred. Others mentioned rumors I never wanted to believe. But seeing her standing right in front of me made all those stories feel different, feel real. Claire stepped forward. Every time her heels touched the floor, the hallway lights flickered one by one. Tap, flicker, tap, flicker. I stepped back, trying to stay inside the elevator, but the elevator suddenly beeped, beep, 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 and its lights turned red, as if forcing me to choose. I pressed every button I could. Lobby, 10, 12, nothing worked. Every button produced a harsh error sound. Meanwhile, Claire came closer. "I need you to stay here," she said with a soft smile. Too soft. Unnaturally soft. I tried to run toward the elevator doorway, but it felt like the floor was pulling at my feet. The hallway stretched longer, the elevator receding farther away. Claire reached out her hand. "Don't go," she whispered. Her fingertips nearly touched my shoulder. Suddenly, blackout. The entire floor went dark, leaving me in total silence with something. In the darkness, a voice whispered right in my ear. Not Claire's voice. This one was deeper, clearer, closer. "You need to get out, now." I jerked back. The emergency light switched on. Beside me stood Mr. Allen, the night security guard, holding a flashlight. Sweat ran down his face, his breathing heavy. "Move," he snapped. We ran toward the elevator, but when I glanced toward the direction the voice had come from, the voice that told me to escape, there was no one, just darkness. That voice hadn't come from Mr. Allen. Someone or something was trying to help me. We jumped into the elevator together. The doors shut quickly, almost as if trying to protect us. The elevator descended, normally, no stops, no strange sounds. When we reached the lobby, I nearly collapsed as the doors opened. It felt like returning from a place I was never supposed to enter. Mr. Allen simply said, "Never take the elevator alone after 10. Then he walked away, as if avoiding any question I might ask. The next day, all access to the 7th floor was erased from the system. Every time I walk past the elevators now, I still feel something, not a sound,
not a shadow, but the sense that the seventh floor doesn't want to be forgotten. And Claire. I still don't know whether she was trying to stop me or trying to warn me. What I do know is some places are never truly empty, and some events refuse to fade. And me, I'm just lucky I made it out alive.